Today I wanted to talk about my garage renovation progress and show you guys what it's starting to look like. So I try to vlog a little bit after each day of renovations. I try to show, what it looks like and explain what all we did. So for the first 3 days I took off work, so I had full work days of stuff to get done in the garage. My dad helped me out. I'm just gonna say that since I didn't go to work and I had these full work days and I was gonna get dirty, I did not shower at all. So I'm looking a little rough, in these videos, so please don't judge me. So I'm not really sure why, but my mic on the first day and the last day, it's very staticky. I try to get rid of the static a little bit, but it's still there. So please just try to bear through it. It's not on all of them. I'm not really sure why I did it. I'm thinking there's just a ghost in the garage and I was kind of disrupting its slumber. I don't really know. But yeah, these are the renovations that happened over the past couple weeks. Alright, so I thought I would show you guys the garage again. It's a little bit nicer outside. I have the garage door open, so there's some more light. So I thought I'd give you a little bit more of a tour, or explanation, before I start doing renovations, so you can see the before and after a little bit better. So like I said in my other video, what we're going to do is we are going to first insulate this whole thing. So basically, between all of these studs here, we're going to put rolled insulation. We're going to staple it up there. And then we're going to drywall it. I did choose to use drywall. It's actually going to be cheaper than using plywood, which was another option I thought about doing, just doing plywood and painting it. But I ended up going with drywall. You can see there's all this random shelving. There's shelving up here, there's shelving mounted on the walls, there's shelving just all over, random pieces of wood. It's like they had scrap wood, so they just put wood and pegboard down as backing. And that's great and all. It's fine if that's what you want. I'm just trying to make it more like something that I want. Also the ceiling, I know you can't really tell, it's kind of hard, but up there, that goes straight into the roof, into the ceiling attic part of my living room. So we are going to drywall the ceiling and then throw insulation up there. That's just going to help with keeping everything warm, because to be honest, since I've lived here and I come out in the garage, it's actually colder in the garage than it is outside. I don't really like that. I'm kind of interested to see what all they have stored up top here. There's a whole nother old garage door opener up there. There's just I can just see random things up there. So I'm wondering, and I really want to know, so this is an older person's house. I want to know where they hid the gold. That's what I gotta find. I gotta find the gold stash.
Out of me way! They're after me, Lucky Charms!
Also, another thing we're going to be doing is there's this wire from that lamp out in the thing. We could not figure out what was powering it. There's no switch. We don't know where it's plugged in. There's no switch inside my house. It's just always on at night. So we were just trying to figure it out, and we kind of looked. We didn't see any wires anywhere. We didn't know. And then we did kind of find it coming up through the garage here. So we found the wire. It goes up. So we're just going to have to trace it, find its source, find where it's getting its power from, because we honestly have no idea. So I'll keep you updated on that when I figure it out. Also, there's no light in my living room. I don't know if you noticed from my house tour video, you can go check it out, but there's no light in there, and it's really kind of getting annoying when it's darker out. Most of the time it's not a problem. I set up a little lamp so that it kind of helps. But since we're doing all this, taking this off and going to close it, we're going to go ahead and run wires into the living room, since it's right next door over here on the living room. So we're going to run the wires up the wall, put it in there, and put a light in. Alright guys, so I just wanted to give you an update. Me and my dad just finished our first day of working out here in the garage. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like and what all we got done. I ended up tearing all of this drywall off on the wall right here that goes to the living room. And then we ended up tearing all the rest of the cabinets that were up on the walls and all that. I insulated all of this back part over there and just a little bit in the corner over there. We also found a little tennis ball stopper for your car that was up here. There was a piece of wood that was up here, had tiki torches on it we found. And then while I was insulating, my dad did a lot of the wire work. Took down some lights and was rerouting stuff and figuring out how we're going to run some wires, because we're going to put in some outlets out here. And then inside of my living room, there's some problems. One of the outlets isn't always hot, it's on a switch, so he's going to flip some stuff around. So he was just kind of looking at all that. So day number 2 is complete now. I don't want to say we didn't get as much done as I wanted, but we just kind of did things a little differently because of things that kind of came up and happened. So you can see I cleaned up all the floor, we did some cleaning, and we got rid of everything up inside the rafters there. There was countertops, there was random just shit up there that we had to get rid of. We did end up, I finished insulating this, like I stapled all the insulation and we drywalled this bottom part. And then I did start to insulate this top here. But we didn't drywall it just yet because we just kind of ran into some problems with, we were trying to configure like how many pieces of drywall we would use and all this stuff. So we decided instead of doing that, we're gonna do the rest of this main part of the garage first, the ceiling and then the sides, and see what we have left over for those little parts, because right now they're kind of at a weird measurement. We're gonna have to cut up every single board. We also did some electrical wiring. We put a recept back there, ran wires over there, and we also ran a bunch of wires up there, and we drilled some holes and ran other wires because I want to have basically an outlet on every single wall in here, and 2 on that one. So we also lowered the ceilings, so we've just put basically beams on top of the beams that were there to lower the ceiling. That way there can still be airflow venting above this insulation. And because this angled slope is wide, normally you do the ceiling first for drywall, but because of the angle and the venting and all that, we ended up putting this wall on before we did the ceiling. All right, day number 3. 3 is complete now. Ran a bunch of insulation at the top, put up a bunch more drywall on the ceiling, put in these 2 lights there and up there, can't see, okay. So like I said, we didn't really get a whole bunch done, but we had to do a lot of like little things, like we took down the garage door opener so that we could get the drywall under there. And then there's like the notches, like I don't know if you can see with the light, or like this switch right there. We had to like hand, cut out all these little notches before we put them up for the lights and all that. So it took a little bit more, physical labor to kind of get everything right. But once we finish the ceiling, we just have to run a wire. I need to put up a little more insulation, which I'll probably do this weekend. And then we can just like boom, 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 put up all this drywall on the walls once we get all the electrical things hooked up. So this is kind of my last update video for the renovations. We got done doing most of the like big things. I still need to mud and like paint all the walls, but all the big stuff's done, all the electrical's done, all the drywall. So I thought I would show you guys what it kind of looks like now, and then I can show you the end transformation in another video. And this is kind of what it's looking like. So I got the ceiling and the walls finished. We put in all the outlets. So we put in 1 electrical outlet. We changed this one over here from a 2-prong to a 4 right there. And then I also put one on the wall over here and the wall over there. So you can see right here the support beam. We did not drywall it. It's just wood. I don't think I'm gonna drywall it. I'm not gonna waste money on drywalling that. I'll just paint it when I paint everything else. Same with the thing above the garage door there. Everything's screwed into that. It's not worth like taking all that down and drywalling. It's just a big header. It's not gonna matter. One problem we did run into while drywalling this wall over here on this side wall is that the cement actually dips like this. It kind of bows. So there's a bunch of room kind of at the top. Might be able to see it, and at the bottom here. There's like kind of gaps. We kind of try to split the difference, or we can't have a huge gap at the top because the mud won't stay same at the bottom. So we just split it. We'll end up mudding the top, but I think for the bottom, I'm just gonna put trim around the whole thing. It's the garage. It doesn't need to look crazy pretty or anything, but just to kind of cover up that hole. So that's kind of the game plan for that. So fun story, I don't think I told you in the last one, when we were putting those lights in, when we were putting the drywall over it, I actually didn't have the light bulb in on that one. And I had the light on so that I could see because the garage door was closed, because we needed it closed to be able to put that on the ceiling. I actually stuck my finger in that light socket and I got shot. It's the first time I've ever been shot like that, and it was something, that's for sure. So we did a bunch of electrical. There was no light in my living room. So we ended up running up, like we made the scuttle hole here. So we went up there, cut into the ceiling, put a light in there in my living room. I feel like I made a mistake with this light almost. It's 2000 lumens, it's bright white. Like it feels like you're in like a hospital or something, but I already did it and it is what it is. I can always switch it out later and put the light somewhere else. It's so bright, brighter than I thought compared to the other lights I looked at that were a little bit less. So
It's just something to be aware of if you're doing it. Although it does have this cool feature because I really don't think I'm gonna have it like full brightness all the time. I don't have a reason to. I'm much more of the like mood light kind. So it kind of goes from the bright white, just kind of got a nice blue light that I like, just some ambient lighting. It's kind of why I have those colored bulbs in my room for my videos. I just kind of like the aesthetic. So I went with an LED light and a flush LED light. I have kind of low ceilings. They're like 8 feet. I can't really have anything hanging down, otherwise taller people might hit their head. So I needed a flush mount. And honestly, there wasn't a whole lot of good looking flush mount stuff. All the stuff I liked were just straight LEDs. I'm not talking like the LED bulbs, but just like the straight up LEDs where once they run out, you kind of have to replace the whole thing. So I originally didn't really want to do that, but I ended up going with it because it's the only ones I liked were the LEDs where they're smaller or they're more like modern and abstract. So I decided to go with it. I would have liked something where you could change the bulbs when you needed to, but this is what I got. And I mean, I like it other than it being bright and very white, but it's just something I'm gonna have to learn. When I put lights in the other places, you know, I learned from this and now I can make a better decision going forward.
So those were the renovations I got done in the past couple weeks. I still do have to mud, sand, and paint the garage. I'm gonna put that in another video because I'm just slowly getting to this stuff when I have time. So in my next video, I'll talk about all that stuff and then I'll just give you guys a full before and after to see what it looks like. And then I will talk about how much all of this cost me and why I made the decisions I made on some stuff. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I will see you next time.